The crowbar felt cold in Maya's trembling hands as she approached the surveillance trailer at 2 a.m., her heart hammering against her ribs. She'd discovered the truth about who was watching her and why they wanted her dead. Maya Chen pressed her back against the brick wall of the abandoned warehouse, her breath forming small clouds in the frigid November air. The surveillance trailer sat 50 yards away, its black metal exterior gleaming under the harsh streetlight. She'd been watching it for 3 nights now, timing the patterns, memorizing the routines. "You're losing your mind," she whispered to herself, but her fingers traced the fresh bruises on her neck, evidence that someone had tried to kill her just 48 hours ago. It had started 6 months earlier, when Maya inherited her grandmother's property in the industrial district. The old woman had been a recluse, hoarding decades of what everyone assumed was junk. But Maya had found something else buried in those dusty boxer's documents that revealed a conspiracy worth millions. The trailer's door opened with a soft pneumatic hiss. Maya's pulse spiked as a figure emerged, silhouetted against the interior's blue glow. She recognized the man immediately. Detective Rick Voss, the same cop who'd dismissed her attack as a random mugging. "Status report." Voss spoke into his radio, his voice carrying across the empty lot. "The subject is getting too close. We may need to accelerate the timeline." Maya's blood turned to ice. She pressed deeper into the shadows, her grandmother's final words echoing in her memory. "Trust no one, Maya. They killed your parents for what they knew." Voss disappeared back into the trailer. Maya counted to 30, then sprinted across the lot, her sneakers silent on the cracked asphalt. She reached the trailer's rear panel and pressed her ear against the metal. Confirmed the Chen girl found the environmental reports. A woman's voice crackled through the speakers. "Petrochem Industries can't let this go public. Clean it up." "Rick." Tonight, Maya's hands shook as she processed the words. Petrochem Industries, the same company that had supposedly conducted routine soil testing on her grandmother's land. The same company that had offered to buy the property for triple its value just last week. She pulled out her phone and started recording, but the screen flickered and died. The battery showed full charge, but the device was completely dead. They'd been jamming her electronics. "Clever girl." Voss's voice came from directly behind her. Maya spun around, finding herself face to face with the detective. In the moonlight, his smile looked predatory. "You really shouldn't have come here, Maya. Makes things messier than they need to be." "You killed my parents," she said, her voice steadier than she felt. "And my grandmother. All for what, some corporate cover-up." Voss chuckled, but his eyes remained cold. "Your parents were environmental lawyers, Maya. They were going to expose the chemical dump that Petrochem buried under this entire district. Thousands of people would have sued, billions in damages. So you murdered them. I made a business decision." Voss stepped closer, and Maya could see the outline of his service weapon beneath his jacket. "Just like I'm making now." Maya's fingers found the crowbar she'd hidden behind her back. "You made one mistake, detective." "What's that?" "You assumed I came here alone." Voss's confident expression faltered. Maya heard the soft whistle of compressed air, and suddenly the detective stumbled forward, a tranquilizer dart protruding from his neck. Maya, her friend Jordan, emerged from behind a nearby dumpster, holding a modified dart gun. "Are you okay? How did you? You think I'd let you do this suicide mission by yourself?" Jordan helped her drag the unconscious detective toward the trailer. "I've been following you for 3 days, waiting for you to trust me enough to ask for help." Maya felt tears threatening, but there was no time for emotion. "We need to get inside that trailer. The evidence already on it." Jordan produced a set of lockpicks. "But Maya, there's something else you need to know. Something I found out about your parents' death." The trailer door clicked open, revealing banks of monitoring equipment and dozens of screens showing different angles of Maya's apartment, her workplace, even her favorite coffee shop. But it was the wall of photographs that made her stomach drop. Every picture showed her parents, taken during the weeks before their death. And in the corner, a detailed timeline labeled Operation Cleanup with 3 names: David Chen, Lisa Chen, and Maya Chen. "They've been planning to kill you for 25 years, Jordan whispered. "Ever since you were born." Maya stared at the evidence wall, her mind reeling. But then she noticed something that made her blood run cold. A 4th name had been added. to the timeline just yesterday, Jordan Martinez. Jordan, she said slowly, backing toward the door. How did you know where to find me tonight? Jordan's expression changed, the concern melting away to reveal something much more dangerous. I've been watching you a lot longer than 3 days, Maya. The trailer door slammed shut behind them, and Maya realized she'd walked into a trap 25 years in the making. The trailer's interior suddenly felt like a tomb. Maya's eyes darted between Jordan and the surveillance wall, her mind racing to process the betrayal. The man she'd trusted with her life was holding a gun now, the dart weapon apparently just for show. You're confused, Jordan said, his voice taking on a clinical tone she'd never heard before. Let me explain what's really happening here. Don't? Maya's voice cracked. Just tell me how long you've been lying to me, since the day we met in that coffee shop 2 years ago. Jordan stepped closer, keeping the weapon trained on her chest. You thought it was fate that brought us together. It was a $40,000 surveillance operation. Maya's legs nearly gave out. Every shared laugh, every late-night conversation, every moment she'd thought was genuine friendship all of it choreographed. Why not just kill me then? Because you were harmless. A graphic designer living paycheck to paycheck. No interest in your family history. Jordan's smile was cold. But then your grandmother got sick and started talking, started filling your head with conspiracy theories. They weren't theories. Maya's anger overrode her fear. My parents were murdered. Your parents were environmental lawyers who got too close to the truth about Petrochem's illegal dumping. Yes, they were eliminated. But Maya, that was business. He gestured around the trailer. This is personal. The screens flickered to life around them, showing live feeds from what Maya realized was her apartment. But the timestamp showed tomorrow's date, and the footage was different police tape across her door. Detectives examining what looked like a crime scene. Pre-recorded, Jordan explained, following her gaze. Amazing what you can do with deepfake technology these days. By tomorrow morning, the official story will be that Maya Chen, overcome with grief and paranoia, took her own life. Maya's throat tightened. You have it all planned out, down to the minute. The suicide note is already written in your handwriting. Impressive what they can do with AI these days. Your browser history has been seeded with depression research, medication information, methods of self-harm. Except I'm not depressed and I'm not suicidal. No, Jordan agreed. But you will be dead, which is what matters. Maya's eyes swept. The trailer, looking for anything she could use as a weapon, the crowbar was still in her hand, but Jordan was too far away and too alert. Then she noticed something on the surveillance wall that made her pulse. Quick in a photograph of her parents that was different from the others. Jordan, she said, trying to keep her voice steady. That picture of my parents, where was it taken? Jordan glanced at the wall without really looking. Some restaurant? Why? Because that's not my parents? Jordan's attention snapped to the photograph, and Maya saw her chance. She lunged forward with the crowbar, but Jordan was faster. The gun went off, the sound deafening in the enclosed space. Maya felt the bullet graze her shoulder as she tackled Jordan, both of them crashing into the surveillance equipment. Sparks flew from damaged monitors, and several screens went dark. Oh, you stupid girl. Jordan threw her off, but she'd managed to grab his gun. Maya rolled away, coming up with the weapon pointed at his chest. The photograph, she panted, blood seeping through her shirt. It's not my parents. It's my aunt and uncle from Denver. You didn't even know what they looked like. Jordan's face contorted with rage. It doesn't matter. The operation remains the same. Except now, I know you're not the only one watching me. Maya kept the gun trained on him while she moved toward the control panel. This equipment is too sophisticated. For one person, there's a whole team, isn't there? Maya, you're making this harder than it needs to be. Just give me the gun, and we can. Who else is involved? She demanded. Voss was just the local muscle. Who's really running this? Jordan's radio crackled to life. Status report. We heard gunfire. Maya grabbed the radio before Jordan could respond. This is Maya Chen. I'm in your surveillance trailer, and I know everything. Static filled the air for a long moment. Then a woman's voice responded, the same voice Maya had heard earlier giving orders to Voss. Miss Chen, I'm Dr. Sarah Mitchell, head of security for Petrochem Industries. I believe we should talk. I'm done talking, Maya replied. I'm calling the FBI. With what evidence? A surveillance trailer that will be empty in 10 minutes? The testimony of a dead detective who suffered a drug overdose. Your friend Jordan, who tragically died trying to stop your suicide attempt. Maya's stomach dropped. Through the trailer's small window, she could see vehicles approaching SUVs with tinted windows. You see, Ms. Chen, Dr. Mitchell continued, we've been preparing for this contingency for a very long time. Your parents were just the beginning. We've been perfecting the art of making problems disappear. Jordan was moving slowly, trying to get within reach of the gun. Maya swung it back toward him, but her injured shoulder made her movements clumsy. Don't, she warned. Maya, listen to me, Jordan said, his voice switching back to the concerned friend she'd known. There's still a way out of this. Dr. Mitchell is reasonable. If you cooperate, cooperate. Maya laughed bitterly. Like my parents cooperated. Your parents were different. They were idealists. You're pragmatic. We can make a deal. The radio crackled again. 1 minute to extraction. Jordan, clean it up. Maya realized with crystal clarity that she had two choices. Die here in this trailer, or find a way to expose the truth. She thought about her grandmother's final words, about her parents' deaths, about the 25 years of surveillance and manipulation. Jordan, she said quietly, there's something you should know about me. What's that? I'm not as helpless as you think I am. Maya pulled a small device from her Pukita wireless transmitter she'd planted in the trailer during her first few minutes inside. I've been streaming everything live to a secure server. Every word, every confession, every threat. Jordan's face went pale. That's impossible. We jammed all electronic signals. You jammed cellular and Wi-Fi, Maya corrected. This transmitter uses a frequency band that Petrochem's own security system uses. I learned about it from my grandmother's documents. The trailer door burst open, and armed men in tactical gear flooded in. But Maya was already moving, using the chaos to slip past them toward the rear exit. Stop her, Jordan shouted. Maya burst out of the trailer into the night air, her shoulders screaming with pain. Behind her, she could hear shouting and the sound of boots on metal. She ran toward the warehouse district, where she'd prepared one final surprise for Petrochem Industries. The truth was about to come out, and there was nothing they could do to stop it. Maya's lungs burned as she sprinted through the maze of abandoned warehouses, her pursuers' flashlight beams cutting through the darkness behind her. Blood from her shoulder wound left a trail, but she couldn't stop now, not when she was so close to exposing everything. She reached the old foundry building, where she'd hidden her backup equipment and slammed through the rusted door. Inside, a laptop sat connected to a satellite uplink, its screen showing a live stream with over 50,000 viewers and climbing. This is Maya Chen, she gasped into the camera, her face pale but determined. What you're seeing right now is the truth about Petrochem Industries, Detective Rick Voss, and a conspiracy that killed my parents 25 years ago. The comments section exploded with activity as viewers shared the stream across social media platforms. Maya had timed everything perfectly. The late-night audience was primarily made up of insomniacs, gamers, and night shift workers who loved real-time drama. They've been watching me for months, Maya continued, uploading files to the stream. But I've been watching them too. Behind her, the foundry door exploded inward. Jordan stormed in with 2 tactical operatives, their weapons drawn. End the stream, Maya, Jordan commanded. Now, can't do that, Maya replied, not taking her eyes off the camera. See, everyone watching this stream just downloaded gigabytes of evidence to their devices, environmental reports, financial records, communication logs, everything Petrochem tried to hide. Dr. Mitchell's voice came through Jordan's radio. Take the laptop, destroy everything. Too late, Maya smiled grimly. The files are already propagating through blockchain networks. Every time someone downloads them, they're automatically shared with 10 more people. It's exponential. One of the tactical operatives stepped toward the laptop, but Maya held up a dead man's switch. This building is rigged with explosives, industrial-grade stuff left over from the demolition work. You kill me, you die too. You're bluffing, Jordan said, but his voice lacked conviction. Try me. Maya's finger hovered over the trigger. I've got nothing left to lose. You took everything. From me, my parents, my grandmother, my life, but I'm not going down without taking you with me. On the laptop screen, the The viewer count had passed 100,000. Major news outlets were picking up the story, their alerts pinging across the stream. Maya could see BBC, CNN, and Reuters logos appearing in the comments. Maya Jordan said, his voice softer now, "This isn't who you are. You're not a killer. You're right. I'm not." Maya's smile was cold. "But I am my parents' daughter." She pulled out a second divisive voice recorder that had been hidden in her jacket. "Everything you said in that trailer was recorded on multiple devices. The attempted murder, the conspiracy, the cover-up of it, backed up 2 servers in 12 different countries." Jordan's face went ashen. "The radio jamming should have only worked on digital signals," Maya finished. "Analog recordings are analog. My grandmother taught me that. She also taught me that sometimes the old ways are the best ways." Dr. Mitchell's voice crackled through the radio again. "Initiate Protocol 7. Burn it all down." Maya saw the tactical operatives exchange glances. She recognized the look they'd been ordered to eliminate everyone in the building, including Jordan. "Protocol 7, Maya asked. "Let me guess, no witnesses, no evidence, no survivors." "Maya," Jordan said urgently, "you need to understand, I understand perfectly." Maya turned to address the camera directly. "Everyone watching this stream, you're seeing the real face of corporate America. When profits are threatened, people die. When evidence surfaces, buildings explode. When whistleblowers speak up, they have accidents." The viewer count passed 200,000. Comments were flooding in from around the world as the story went viral. Maya could see shares happening in real time. Journalists, activists, politicians, and ordinary citizens spreading the evidence faster than any corporation could contain it. "You can't kill an idea," Maya said, looking directly at Jordan. "You can't murder the truth, and you can't stop what's already in motion." The tactical operatives raised their weapons, but Maya was already moving. She dove behind a concrete pillar as gunfire erupted, the bullets sparking off metal supports. The laptop continued streaming, its camera capturing everything. "Maya Chen is under attack right now," she shouted over the gunfire. "If I die tonight, you'll know exactly who killed me and why." One of the operatives flanked her position, but Maya was ready. She'd spent weeks preparing this building, learning every hiding spot, every escape route. As the man rounded the pillar, she triggered a small explosive charge that brought down a section of the ceiling, crushing him instantly. "Jesus Christ," Jordan shouted. "Maya, stop this." "I tried to stop it peacefully," Maya replied, moving to a new position. "I went to the police, the FBI, the media, but Petrochem owns them all, doesn't it?" The second operative tried to rush her position, but Maya had planted charges throughout the building. She detonated them strategically, creating barriers and traps. The man fell into a pit she'd prepared, impaling himself on rusted rebar. Was alone now, his radio silent. Dr. Mitchell had apparently decided he was expendable too. "Maya," he called out, his voice shaking, "I can help you. I have information about other operations, other families they've targeted." 25 years too late, Maya replied. She emerged from behind the pillar, no longer holding the dead man's switch. Jordan raised his weapon, but Maya was faster. The gunshot echoed through the building, and Jordan collapsed, clutching his shoulder. "That's for my parents," Maya said, standing over him. "And this is for my grandmother." She kicked his weapon away and zip-tied his hands behind his back. The laptop was still streaming, still broadcasting to the world. "Ladies and gentlemen," Maya addressed the camera, now over 500,000 viewers strong. "I present to you Jordan Martinez, a professional assassin employed by Petrochem Industries to monitor and eliminate threats to their corporate interests." Jordan groaned but didn't respond. Maya could hear sirens in the distance reel police this time, not corporate security. "The evidence is out there now," Maya continued. "Petrochem Industries has been systematically murdering environmental activists, lawyers, and journalists for decades. They've corrupted law enforcement, manipulated government agencies, and destroyed countless lives." She held up a thick manila folder. "These are the names of every person they've killed, every family they've destroyed, every community they've poisoned. It's all here, and it's all going public." The sirens were getting closer. Maya could see the flashing lights through the broken windows. This is for David and Lisa Chen, for Margaret Chen, for everyone who tried to tell the truth and died for it. Maya walked to the laptop and looked directly into the camera one final time. My name is Maya Chen. I am not suicidal. I am not depressed. I am not paranoid. If something happens to me after tonight, you'll know exactly who did it and why. The police burst through the doors just as Maya finished speaking. But it didn't matter anymore. The truth was out, spreading across the internet at light speed. Within hours, Petrochem's stock price would collapse. Congressional hearings would be announced. Federal investigations would begin. Maya smiled as the handcuffs clicked around her wrists. She'd finally done what her parents had died trying to do. She'd exposed the truth. And this time, no one could cover it up. The surveillance trailer was empty now, its secrets scattered to the wind. The watchers had become the watched, and justice was finally coming for those who thought they were above the law.